What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to talk about a story, man. I think it's heartbreaking, and it just came across my feed, my news feed, and I want to talk about it. It happened a few days ago, and it's about a woman out there in shelter in Jacksonville, a homeless woman who had with her a 10-year-old girl who was her daughter. This woman reportedly, guys, was trying to sell her daughter to strangers for $20 at this homeless shelter. Among other things she was trying to do, which I'll let this video tell you about, but I will say this, man. I was homeless approximately 9 months to close to a year. I think it was like 10 and a half, 11 months when I came out here to start my life over in Houston. Went through shelters and went through all of the programs that this city of Houston, shout out Houston, offered me. I've never seen a homeless woman with a child. Where this city is, and a lot of other cities are, they won't allow that type of stuff when you have children, for children to suffer in the street. For the most part, they'll put you in a program, and they'll put you in a shelter to where your children get adequate health care and education. Only time you would see something like this if somebody had an outrageous drug habit, or they came from an abusive household and they were just temporarily planted to be reassigned and rehoused somewhere else. And it was very temporary at most, because nobody wants to see children around in a shelter. Take a look at this story, man. We're going to come back, man.
Jacksonville Sheriff's Office calls it a sad reminder that human trafficking does happen in our community. Police have arrested a woman for attempting to sell her child, and not once, but twice. The child is a 10-year-old girl. Both she and her mother were living on the streets. News4Jax reporter Eric Avanier joining us live from downtown with details on this investigation. Eric?
Well, Kent, the allegations in this case are so disturbing that, first of all, I want to warn our viewers about some of the details they are about to hear. Also, police say they know of 2 occasions where that child was offered for sale, but they're still investigating this case to make sure that there weren't any other attempts to sell that little girl here on the streets of downtown Jacksonville. Police say they arrested a woman as part of a child trafficking investigation. We're not identifying her because police say her 10-year-old daughter is a victim of human trafficking. According to investigators, the woman was at a downtown homeless shelter when she offered to sell her daughter to a local teacher. The teacher was at the homeless shelter dropping off food when police said the teacher was offered the girl in exchange for $20. The teacher told police the woman said, quote, "Take her with you. Give me $20 and you can have her." Investigators said they also spoke with a man who told them the same woman offered her daughter to him for sex in exchange for $5. The man never reported the alleged offer until police approached him while conducting their investigation.
You pray for that child.
News4Jax crime and safety analyst Tom Hackney is a retired JSO Director of Investigations and Homeland Security. He says based on his law enforcement experience, when people sell their children, it's usually because they're trying to get money to afford their drug habit.
Is it rare to hear people sell their children for money?
It's rare, but it's fortunately not unheard of. You know, cases all throughout the country of this kind of thing. And it's really, it kind of focuses on the drug abuse part of it, that they're so desperate for what either is the next hit or, you know, they'll sell anything. And here's a case that, you know, this woman is willing to sell her own child.
While it's unclear if the mother has a drug addiction, police say her child was crying, hungry, severely lethargic, and appeared to have gone days without bathing. That 10-year-old child is now receiving care at a safe, undisclosed location. Now, while JSO continues to investigate her mother, we've learned that the FBI has also launched their own investigation into this. And our own very own Tom Hackney says the reason why the FBI may be involved in this, because they may be looking to see if that child, the same child, may have been sex trafficked or trafficked in general across state lines. Reporting live downtown, Eric Avanier, Channel 4, the local station.
That's the sad news out of Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out Jacksonville, by the way, but I want to really get serious on this, man. Here you got a little girl that's 10 years old. And, you know, any child that's being propositioned out there in exchange of any type of currency to just get rid of a child or whatever is heartbreaking to me. Said in the article, I'm looking at up here, says she came up to a man and wanted to exchange $5 to have sexual relations with this little girl. So the little girl was crying, hungry, lethargic. What kind of mess is that? Said the mother had a drug habit. That's one time you see this type of stuff. But my thing is this: if she came to the guy and offered for him to violate her baby for $5, why he didn't contact the authorities? That's the part I'm not feeling. Because I ain't gonna lie, if somebody came up to me and was talking some craziness like that, I'd have called the police immediately. And they ain't got nothing to do with no damn street credibility or being a fucking snitch. This is a human life right here. And it's rougher on girls than it is boys a lot of times. Because a little boy, well, nowadays with all these predators, we don't know. A little boy, a lot of times, suffer the brunt of abuse, physical abuse a lot of times in situations like this. But little girls, not only do they suffer a lot of physical abuse, but it can also be sexual because they have a certain type of value when you're trying to proposition them to get money from some stranger. You was going to let your child get violated by wolves to satisfy your urges of whatever it is you wanted. Can you imagine that? Coming up with your child, hey, give me $20, you could have my kid. That's what the life of that human being is worth. You to get a fix. Another thing that pisses me off about this shit, and I'm being dead motherfucking honest, they won't show the lady face. Why the fuck you won't show her face? You already told what she done. Why you ain't showing her damn face? There's a lot of shit that's bullshit that's in this country, man. People do crazy stuff, but they won't put them out there and show who they are so other people will know not to fuck with this motherfucker. That's why I can't stand drugs, man. That shit take the very fabric of your being and have you acting in some of the most uncivilized ways, and your actions show it. Said the girl was dirty, 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? At least if anything, man, you homeless, you do make the best. You could at least have your kid, try to make your kid look decent. This is heartbreaking to me. I got a daughter that's 9. I couldn't imagine any of this type of stuff happening, let alone me thinking in my head that I would just sacrifice my kid in my own selfish ways. Man, this left me speechless, man. I can't even believe this stuff. But I mean, this in the early crack era, when the crack was it, you started seeing people had newborn babies with dirty sheets trying to sell them for drugs, man. What kind of shit is that? Just this happening in this country while people are out here flossing and trying to front like, the world just, evolves around them as individuals. It's sad. Everybody has problems, but they're always, like I said, people that have problems worse than you. And even though I'm in a good position right now in life, I always think about those that are not as fortunate as me. How come politicians and people that preach they want change and have the power to do so don't think like that? Anything could have happened to this little girl, and that says little girl's in an undisclosed location getting the care and respect she needed. But man, the system will fuck this up and she'll wind up getting back with her mom. But I mean, the barrier of trust, how you think your child will look at you even if you get yourself clean, she's still gonna have that situation where, damn, I wouldn't be here if some strangers didn't help me because you was already about to throw me out in the wilderness to be subjected to any type of torment because you wanted to satisfy yourself. This is heartbreaking. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.